changing the world 1 yard at a time. Okay, if you go and scalp your lawn, and remember, I'm always talking about almanacking my yard. I know that we've been having a lot of rain lately. I do not want to, and this is a southern term, I do not want to take my yard to the white meat as of yet. And I put down my granule fertilizer and possibly it get washed away with other heavy rains. I'm holding off on my scalping, if I'm going to do it, around late April, early May. The reason for that is I'll have a lot more grass growing. And your grass needs to be at least in half an inch to an inch if you're going to put down that granular fertilizer, for it won't wash out as fast. Always buy your slow release formula. If you get a fast release formula, you may not have the issue of bagging up your granular fertilizer as you cut it, if you're going to bag. And remember, I always suggest you bag your lawn if you have a lot of weeds. If you don't have a lot of weeds, then yeah, mulching will probably work for you. The 1/3 rule still applies. Side discharging will work also. But mulching, you're more or less going to keep your fertilizer, even though you may pick it up and break it into pieces and it'll dissolve a little bit faster, but you're not sucking it up in a bag and you're not blowing it all over the yard if you're side discharging. Now, does that mean stop side discharging? No, it does not, because you always cut your lawn, then fertilize. Me personally, as soon as I cut my lawn and I know it's time to fertilize it, I fertilize it the same day. That way I know I got at least a week to get that stuff watered in so I can get some of the nutrients out of it. Will it blow away if you got 1-inch Bermuda? No, it's going to pretty much stay there if you wait at least a week and you get it watered in. A lot of guys put fertilizers in and they don't water it, and you have that issue. So once you put your fertilizer in, you must water, but cut the lawn first, fertilize, water. If you know a light rain is coming, you can also let it work that way. But if you know a downpour is coming, I would not fertilize my yard right before a severe rainstorm, because you will get some washout. That's not all the time, but you will get some washout, which means the chemical that releases in your fertilizer may wash down the water path that it's going when it's raining significantly. So yeah, you can kind of get some kind of washout, but that's not going to prevent me from putting down a granular fertilizer in the spring at all. If you scalp it, then yeah, you may have an issue. Now here's the deal: if you scalp and aerate, those granulars will probably go down into the holes that you created. Not all of them, but it creates a safe haven for some of those granular, and the chemical that come off will probably stay in those areas. The roots that are on the side of those aerated holes can actually uptake that chemical or nutrients a whole lot faster. Now, having said that, did you get a soil test? No, BYD, I didn't get a soil test. Then why are you adding phosphorus to your lawn and you don't have a soil test to tell you that you actually need it? If you're planting new seedlings in mid-May, June, then yeah, I don't see an issue with adding phosphorus, because you need those to stimulate the root growth initially from those seeds. But if your lawn does not need phosphorus, what it's going to do is bind up in the soil. If you have an excessive rain, the soluble part of it will actually break loose from the soil and go down the storm drain, and that excess phosphorus creates algae in the storm system. So yeah, I'm telling you guys, you need to get a soil test. You know, I wasn't really a soil test guy. I kind of eyeballed it because I've been doing it for a while. But for those of you who don't know, you need to get a soil test. And I had a lady that told me, well, I just throw 10 10 10 or 13 13 13 down, and you know, that's what I've been doing. well, I guess that's fine, but if you don't need the phosphorus, you don't need to put that down. Most of these fertilizer companies are making these fertilizers with a high number, no phosphorus, and then mid-range potassium numbers. So you got to be careful with that. Will it hurt your lawn? Not necessarily, but what it will do is bind up the nutrient uptake of your other minerals that maybe your grass is trying to uptake. So be careful about putting that 10-10-10 down, guys. Sometimes if you look at the bag, it'll actually say plant food and not lawn food. A lot of people use it as lawn food, and it can be used for that, but the true purpose of a 10-10-10 was not really for your lawn. It was for cultivating your soil, for your plants, and possibly food that you grow. I don't know, corn or whatever it is that you may be growing, but initially not for lawn, but you know, your grass is a plant also, I guess. So let's be kind of careful about putting those 10-10-10 and that 13 down. Just make sure, don't put nothing with a phosphorus down. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, if you don't know what your lawn needs, do not put any fertilizer down that contains phosphorus. Now, if you do, make sure it's a low number. I mean, maybe a 2, 3. The highest I would go would probably be a 5, but that higher, that 10 and all that stuff, phosphorus range, 10% phosphorus, that's not gonna work a lot of times. But you know, these are just some of the things I've seen over the years. A lot of people say, well, why my yard is not getting as green as theirs? It could be just that simple addition of that phosphorus that you don't need, that's holding your grass back from becoming the most beautiful yard you have ever seen.